On a quiet evening in August 1966, in the hills near Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, an unspeakably strange discovery was made. Two men were found dead on a remote hillside, lying side by side, their faces concealed by heavy lead masks. The scene itself was eerie. There were no signs of a struggle, no wounds, no indication that violence had occurred. Yet the circumstances surrounding their deaths would baffle investigators for decades. Who were these men? And why had they died in such a mysterious, ritualistic manner? The men were later identified as 32-year-old Miguel José Viana and 39-year-old Manuel Pereira da Cruz. Both were known to be ordinary, unassuming individuals. Miguel was a technician, and Manuel worked in electronics. Neighbors and colleagues described them as calm, intelligent, and methodical, with no history of unusual behavior or involvement in criminal activities. Yet, the evidence left behind suggested something far from ordinary. Their regular lives offered no clues to the bizarre events that would unfold, leaving everyone who knew them questioning how such ordinary men could end up in such an extraordinary situation. Beside their bodies lay a small notebook, filled with cryptic instructions and notes that seemed impossible to decipher. One entry instructed them to wear the masks, take the capsules, and wait for the signal. Another simply read, "Be at the appointed place at 6:30 p.m., with no further context. The notebook hinted at a precise plan, a ritual or experiment that the men had willingly participated in. But what kind of experiment, and why? The instructions were unnervingly specific, yet utterly incomprehensible to anyone who tried to make sense of them. Investigators were baffled not only by the notebook but also by the lead masks themselves. These were not ordinary masks. They were thick, metallic, and designed to cover the eyes completely, almost like improvised goggles. Lead is often used to block radiation, which led some to speculate about secretive scientific experiments. Yet, no radiation or toxic substances were found at the scene, leaving experts more perplexed than ever. The masks appeared ceremonial, protective, or perhaps symbolic, but their exact purpose remained a mystery. Adding to the intrigue, neither of the men showed any signs of trauma or poisoning. Autopsies revealed nothing that could have caused death naturally or violently. There were no fingerprints on the masks, no evidence of external interference, and no witnesses who had seen them in the final hours of their lives. It was as if the men had simply vanished from life in a manner that defied all logic and understanding. Some investigators even described the scene as eerily peaceful, almost ritualistic, as though the men had chosen the moment of their deaths with careful intention. The timeline leading up to their deaths was equally baffling. Witnesses recalled seeing Miguel and Manuel purchasing the lead masks and other materials in the weeks prior. They had been meticulous, methodical, and discreet. There were reports of the men walking together through the city, appearing calm, almost detached, carrying packages that would later be associated with their final moments. No one suspected anything unusual at the time, yet each small detail now seemed like a piece of a puzzle that no one could ever fully solve. Theories about their deaths began to emerge almost immediately. Some suggested the deaths were linked to UFOs or extraterrestrial contact, fueled by the strange instructions in the notebook and the precision of the masks. Others proposed that the men were involved in a spiritual or alchemical ritual, attempting to achieve some transcendental state or secret knowledge. A few even speculated about secret government experiments involving mind control or advanced technology, though no evidence ever supported these claims. Each theory seemed plausible and impossible at the same time, reflecting the almost hypnotic strangeness of the case itself. Psychologists and criminal experts tried to analyze the men's behavior leading up to their deaths. The precision with which they followed the instructions suggested an unwavering belief in the ritual's purpose. Were they seeking enlightenment, contact with another realm, or some forbidden knowledge? Perhaps they were attempting an experiment that only they could understand, guided by a system of logic that no one else could grasp. Whatever the motivation, it was clear that they had entered their final hours fully aware, calmly executing the plan they had devised. Even the terrain where they were found added layers to the mystery. The hillside was remote, surrounded by nature, offering no easy escape or access for anyone else. The men's bodies were positioned neatly, almost symmetrically, as if arranged with care. The quiet stillness of the location, combined with the unnatural order of the scene, gave investigators the sense that this was not a crime scene, nor an accident, but a deliberate culmination of something only the men themselves fully understood. The air around the site, described by those who visited later, seemed dense and heavy, almost as if the hillside itself held its breath, guarding the secret of their deaths. Over the years, enthusiasts and researchers have examined every possible angle. Some believe the lead masks were meant to shield them from harmful rays, perhaps from a chemical or radioactive experiment, though no evidence supports this. Others think the masks were symbolic, representing a barrier between the physical world and a higher consciousness. The notebook, cryptic and concise, remains one of the most compelling artifacts. Its instructions are clear in their intent but impossible to interpret, creating an enigmatic roadmap to a destination that no one else can follow. Adding to the eerie fascination, some witnesses reported strange occurrences near the site in the days following the discovery. Unexplained lights in the sky, sudden drops in temperature, and an unsettling feeling of being watched. Whether coincidence or the subconscious projection of fear, these reports only fueled the legend of the lead masks case. It became more than a mystery. It evolved into an almost supernatural enigma, blurring the lines between reality, ritual, and imagination. Even today, the lead masks case continues to captivate those drawn to mysteries that defy logic. The combination of meticulous planning, cryptic writing, and unexplained death challenges our understanding of human behavior. It raises questions about faith, belief, obsession, and the human desire to uncover secrets beyond ordinary comprehension. The scene on that quiet Brazilian hill is not just a historical anomaly, it is a haunting testament to the limits of human knowledge, where questions multiply instead of answers. The lead masks case stands as one of history's most perplexing unsolved mysteries, not because of a crime or violent act, but because it exists in a space beyond understanding, where ordinary human logic fails, and only speculation remains. The story of Miguel José Viana and Manuel Pereira da Cruz continues to echo through time, a chilling reminder that some mysteries may never be solved. And as the years pass, the silence of that Brazilian hillside grows heavier, a silent witness to a secret that refuses to yield. A mystery that continues to haunt anyone who dares to uncover its meaning. As you sit back and let these mysteries sink in, remember, not everything you see or hear can be explained. Some events leave questions that even science struggles to answer. And perhaps, that's what makes the unknown so captivating. The stories we uncover may seem strange, unbelievable, or even impossible, but somewhere, in the shadows of our world, they linger. They wait for someone curious enough to notice, to question, and to seek the truth. Could it be that the line between reality and the unexplained is thinner than we imagine? Only time, observation, and a keen mind will tell. If this journey into the unknown left you with chills, goosebumps, or even more questions than answers, you're not alone. Many who dare to explore these mysteries find themselves wondering, what else is out there, just beyond the edge of understanding? And while the world continues to hide its secrets, you can stay one step ahead. By subscribing to Echo's Evidence, you'll never miss another encounter with the unexplained. Hit the bell icon, so the next mystery comes straight to you, no delays, no excuses. Join a growing community of curious minds, who, like you, are drawn to the strange, the eerie, and the unexplainable. Remember, every video you watch here is more than a story, it's a doorway. A doorway to knowledge, to fear, to fascination, and sometimes, to answers we didn't know we were looking for. And just when you think you've seen it all, the shadows may shift, the quiet may whisper, and something familiar might not be what it seems. Keep your senses alert, because the next strange occurrence, the next unexplainable phenomenon, could be closer than you think. So, before you leave, take a moment, reflect on what you've just seen. Share your thoughts, your theories, or your own mysterious experiences in the comments. Let's see how deep the rabbit hole really goes together. And as always, keep your eyes open, your mind sharp, and your curiosity alive. Because in a world full of echoes and evidence, the next mystery is always waiting.